Did you know, folks, that city dwellers are 21% more likely to experience mood disorders than their rural counterparts? Living in the concrete jungle can take a toll on your mental well-being. We're surrounded by towering skyscrapers, bustling streets, and the constant din of sirens and construction. But before you trade in your subway card for a pair of overalls, let's unpack the reasons behind this urban stress epidemic. Before we get started, we have to tell you that city life has its perks too. The vibrant culture, the diverse communities, the endless possibilities. The key is learning to navigate the challenges while embracing the opportunities. Think of it like this. Living in a city is like owning a pet tiger. Sure, it's impressive and exciting, but it can also maul you if you don't know what you're doing. So let's put on our metaphorical tiger-taming gloves and delve into the heart of urban stress. Let's talk about noise. Specifically, the relentless symphony of city life. We're talking jackhammers, car horns, sirens, construction, loud music, people yelling on their phones. You name it, the city's got it, and it's playing at full volume 24/7. Now you might think you're used to it, that you've become immune to the constant acoustic assault. But here's the thing, your body doesn't forget. Noise pollution has been linked to increased stress hormones, sleep disturbances, and even cardiovascular problems. It's like trying to sleep with a mosquito buzzing in your ear, except the mosquito is a garbage truck collecting trash at 3 a.m. But fear not, dear urbanites, we'll discuss some coping mechanisms later on. For now, just remember, you're not alone in this sonic struggle. The overwhelming choices. In today's urban environment, the sheer number of options, activities, and choices can keep your mind in a constant state of fight or flight. Think about it. From the moment you wake up, you're bombarded with decisions. What to wear, what to eat, which route to take to work to avoid traffic, which cafe has the best coffee, which social event to attend after work, and the list goes on. This relentless decision-making process is another significant source of stress for city dwellers. It's called decision fatigue, and it's real. Your brain, just like any other muscle, gets tired after too much use. And when it does, you're more likely to make poor decisions, feel overwhelmed, and experience higher levels of stress and anxiety. Imagine standing in front of an all-you-can-eat buffet with hundreds of dishes and feeling the pressure to pick the perfect meal. Now, imagine that buffet is your entire day, every day. The constant need to choose can leave you feeling drained and mentally exhausted. But don't worry, we've got strategies to help you manage this decision overload coming up later. For now, just breathe and remember, it's okay to simplify your choices. Remember that dream you had where you were stuck in a crowded elevator and everyone was sweating and breathing heavily? Yeah, that's pretty much what it feels like to navigate a crowded city street during rush hour. Overcrowding is another major stressor in urban environments. It's the feeling of being constantly surrounded, of never having enough personal space, of always having to fight for your spot on the subway, in line at the coffee shop, even just walking down the sidewalk. This lack of personal space can lead to feelings of anxiety, irritability, and even aggression. It's like being trapped in a sardine can, except the can is a city, and the sardines are all staring at their phones. Overcrowding can also lead to social withdrawal and isolation. Stay tuned for some practical tips on finding your own little oasis in the urban desert. Let's talk about money, or rather, the lack thereof. Financial security is a very important aspect of human life, and it does not help when things like debt, inflation, and rising costs are always one step away from making our lives super difficult. Because let's be real, city life ain't cheap. Rent is astronomical, groceries cost an arm and a leg, and don't even get me started on the price of a decent cup of coffee. The high cost of living in cities is a major source of stress for many urban dwellers. This financial pressure can seep into every aspect of your life, affecting your relationships, your mental health, and your overall well-being. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. There are ways to manage your finances and find some financial breathing room, even in the most expensive cities. Let's chat about how we can keep our stress in check while thriving in the concrete jungle. There are some smart ways to handle this. City life can be stressful, overwhelming, and downright exhausting. But don't worry, my fellow urban warriors, because we're not going to leave you hanging. It's time to talk about solutions, about ways to tackle the urban jungle and come out on top, or at least relatively unscathed. First and foremost, mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness, whether through meditation, yoga, or simply taking a few moments to focus on your breath, can do wonders for your mental health. Think of it like this. Mindfulness is like building a little soundproof booth in your mind, a place where you can escape the noise and chaos of the city and just be present in the moment. Here are some finance tips to help you manage your budget and save money while navigating the financial challenges of city life. If you are facing financial stress, then budgeting is something you need to start immediately. Creating a budget is like drawing a map for your financial journey. Identify your income, list your expenses, and set aside money for savings. Use apps or spreadsheets to track your spending and ensure you stick to your plan. Look for discounts. Use public transportation and cook at home instead of dining out. Small changes can add up to significant savings over time. Set financial goals to stay motivated and focused. Take advantage of city-specific resources like free events and public libraries to reduce the cost of entertainment. Implement these tips to handle city living costs and enjoy a more secure urban experience. Beyond mindfulness and budgeting, there are plenty of other practical steps you can take to manage city life stress. We should utilize all of your city's resources. Parks are a great resource which we should all use. Those little patches of green are like oxygen masks for your soul. Make it a habit to spend time in nature, whether it's a quick stroll during your lunch break or a weekend hike in the nearby mountains. Next, community. City life can be isolating, but it doesn't have to be. Seek out social connections, whether it's joining a club, volunteering, or simply striking up a conversation with your barista. Think of using these tips as your very own urban survival kit, a collection of tools and techniques to help you navigate the concrete jungle with grace and ease. Remember, your well-being is paramount. So there you have it, folks. City life might be a wild ride, but with the right tools and mindset, you can not only survive but thrive in the urban jungle.